Supermicro's shares jumped about 5.7% in the afternoon session after the company unveiled a new high-density 6U Superblade server designed for demanding AI and HPC workloads. The stock moved because investors treat product launches as early indicators of potential order flow and future revenue, especially when the product addresses a major bottleneck, like power/cooling, in fast-growing markets, AI. The headline move reflects short-term buying from traders who read the announcement as relevant to Supermicro's ability to capture AI infrastructure spending. What is the 6U Superblade? It's a 6U blade chassis designed to deliver very high compute density in a standard rack. Supermicro says one 6U Superblade enclosure supports up to 10 blades and, crucially, up to 25,600 high-performance cores per rack when configured at scale. It supports dual Intel Xeon 6900 series processors per blade, big P-core counts, high TDP, up to 3 TB of DDR5 memory per blade in some configs, PCIe Gen 5 NVMe support, and flexible networking. It supports both direct liquid cooling and standard air cooling configs, liquid for the hottest workloads. Supermicro claims the design reduces cabling by up to 93% and space requirements by roughly 50% versus traditional 1U server deployments. Why dual Xeon 6900? These CPUs pack a lot of P-cores and memory channels, ideal for HPC and CPU-heavy inference workloads. Placing 2 of them in a blade multiplies core density per blade, and when you stack 10 blades in 6U and tile many racks, you hit mammoth core counts. Why liquid plus air? Air cooling is familiar and cheaper to deploy. Direct liquid cooling, DLC, captures heat at the source and moves it out of the rack far more efficiently, letting operators run higher TDP chips back-to-back without throttling. That's the critical enabler when you want as many cores in as little space as possible. Why cable and space reduction matter? Less cabling cuts installation time, reduces points of failure, and improves airflow/maintenance. Having space per unit of compute means lower real estate and power costs, huge when data centers measure everything in dollars per kW and dollars per square foot. Why density and cooling are the actual battlefront for AI scale-up? AI chips keep getting hotter and hungrier for power. Modern GPUs and some high-core count CPUs drive gigawatts of demand at scale. Data centers don't have unlimited power or unlimited cooling, they have budgets and thermal envelopes. So when a system like the 6U Superblade promises to cram 25,600 cores per rack while using liquid cooling to capture most of the heat, that's not incremental, it's potentially transformational. Thermal wall. Data centers often hit a point where adding more compute costs exponentially more in power and cooling. Liquid cooling reduces the incremental cost of scaling by moving heat more efficiently, which lets operators add more compute without building a new chilled water plant or doubling utility bills. That's why this product targets AI customers. Their need for density is desperate and growing. Imagine a stadium where every seat has a toaster. If you power up a few toasters, the stadium is fine. If you power up thousands, the switchboard trips unless you redesign the wiring and ventilation. Superblade is the stadium retrofit that lets you run 25,600 toasters without blowing the transformers. By the way, if you are benefiting from the content so far and want more like this, like the video, it means much to me, or hit the subscribe button and comment the word more. Just go ahead and type the word more so I know. Now that you have commented, let's continue. The market reaction. A volatile name gets a volatile bump. Supermicro's intraday jump, roughly plus 5.7%, was sizable, a clear sign traders liked the announcement. The move came on elevated volume. Sources indicate the stock gapped up and traded at roughly 1.5x its daily average volume on that move. Why a single-day pop, not a moonshot? The market often rewards new products with short squeezes and position adjustments, but durable re-ratings require proof of orders, supply capacity, and margin improvement. For Smci, a name that already swings wildly, a single press release can spark a big day without convincing long-term investors that the business has structurally changed. Quick context on SMCI volatility. Supermicro has had many extreme daily moves over the last year. Reporting shows 68 moves greater than 5% in the last 12 months, which frames today's reaction as routine in a ticker that often breathes drama. Did the 6U Superblade tackle the thermal wall? Claim versus reality. The company says yes, the market says, prove it with orders and margins. Supermicro's claim that the Superblade is a direct assault on the data center thermal wall is bold but grounded in engineering reality. Liquid cooling is demonstrably more efficient at heat capture, and integrated blade architectures reduce cabling and wasted space. If customers validate these benefits in deployments, the system could materially lower total cost of ownership, TCO, for high-density AI clusters. How TCO falls. Less space means lower rent and lower interconnect cabling costs. Better cooling increases server utilization rates. You can run chips at higher throughput without throttling. Integrated chassis reductions cut installation labor. Multiply those savings across hundreds of racks, and the economic case can be strong. But the proof is in deployment. Only when cloud providers and hyperscalers take delivery and publish performance/TCO numbers will the market fully believe it. Think of traditional racks like parking spaces for SUVs, plenty of space but inefficient. Superblade is like a car stacking system that fits 3 cars where one used to park, and also recharges them faster. It sounds sexy, but drivers, customers, must trust the stacked system with their Ferraris. The sale happens when fleets commit. 21 days before this launch, some investors rotated out of AI-linked names after mixed signals from big players. Oracle missed revenue estimates and simultaneously announced a $15 billion increase in capex plans, a headline that spooked investors worried about AI spending overshooting near-term returns. Broadcom, despite solid revenue, warned that gross margins could come under pressure as product mix shifted toward system-level AI sales, CFO commentary. Those twin beats refreshed a prove-it mode among investors. AI spending is massive, but will it produce margin and revenue proof fast enough? Why Oracle and Broadcom matter. Large suppliers and customers flag spending trends. Oracle hiking capex suggests AI infrastructure is being built, but if revenue misses while spending surges, investors question payback timelines. Broadcom flagging margin pressure signals system-level sales, which can carry pass-through costs, may reduce near-term margins industry-wide. Combined, those signals pressure names tied to AI infrastructure, including SMCI. Is today's move a durable fundamental re-rate or a liquidity grab? Arguments for a fundamental re-rate. The Superblade solves a real, and increasingly expensive, problem, cooling and density, for an industry that is starving for both. If big cloud providers, telcos, or hyperscalers place large orders, SMCI's revenue mix and margins could improve materially. Analysts and industry pieces argue the product could be an inflection point. And this could hit Smci to $127 in coming years. Note this as well. Do you want peace at heart? The next day John seeth Jesus coming unto him, and saith, Behold the Lamb of God, which taketh away the sin of the world. John 1:29. Fear God, and give glory to him, for the hour of his judgment is come, and worship him that made heaven, and earth, and the sea, and the fountains of waters. Revelation 14 verse 7. I appeal to you to fear God and obey his law. For his commandments are sure and his word everlasting. Do not be afraid, do not be discouraged. Want more information? Please check the description section. That's the end for now. If you have watched until the end, drop a comment like this, I stayed until the end. Just comment that I stayed until the end. When I see this comment, I will give you a heart. 3 more favors I request from you. First, like this video, subscribe and then turn on the notifications bell. If you do this, you greatly encourage me to continue bringing to you insightful information. Do not miss out on our future videos full of insight. All I am asking is your subscription. Thanks for joining us today. Your support means so much to us. Do not hesitate to share this video to help someone who may benefit. I recommend that you watch the next video, subscribe to the channel and share your thoughts about today's video. Wish you God's blessings and care. Wait, watch and pray. See you in the next video according to God's will.